Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 2020-2021 school year at East Fork Lutheran School.
You may not recognize us, and that's because we are new.
So we thought we'd create a little video so you could get to know us. We're each going to say a little bit about ourselves, and then we'll do a fun Q&A together.
Mr. Wade, why don't you start?
Thanks for letting me go first, guys. My name is Jim Wade, and I am our school's new 6th grade homeroom teacher and 6th, 7th, and 8th grade English and reading teacher. I love being at school. I love kids. And school stuff that I really enjoy is, of course, sharing God's word with all my students, because we all know what an incredible difference God makes in our lives. And I love piano and music and singing God's praises in church. And of course, I love pretty much all sports, whether it's coaching, playing, or just watching. A little bit about my family. My wife is also a middle school English and reading teacher. And my two sons who attend Arizona State University, they're big time into things like fitness and technology. Anyway, I can't wait to meet all my new students and their parents. Please feel free to text me or call me or email me if you have any issues or concerns or problems dealing with your online learning. So be cool. We'll see you soon.
Hey everyone, I'm Mrs. Chantel Collander. I'm the 7th grade teacher this year at East Fork, and I'm really excited because I also get to teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade math, science, and physical education. So physical education is one of my favorite things to teach. It's so much fun, and how much better could a subject be when you get to play and have fun while doing it? I just moved here. I'm originally from Michigan, and I just got married in May to the 8th grade teacher, and we also have a puppy. I am super excited for the school year to start and to meet all of you, hopefully sooner rather than later, but just to get school started and learn new things with you.
My name is Mr. Evan Collander, and as you heard my wife say, I'm the 8th grade teacher. She grew up in Michigan, but I grew up in Wisconsin, although I've also lived a few years in California. And so I love traveling. I have not been outside the country yet, but hopefully someday. What I'll be teaching this year, in addition to 8th grade, will be 6th through 8th grade social studies and spelling, and then technology too, once we come back into the classroom, which, as the other two teachers have said, we really hope that sooner rather than later. We're so excited to meet you, so excited to share and grow in God's word with you. And we just can't wait for the school year to get started. And again, if you have questions about anything with online learning or anything we can help you with, please reach out to us. We are eager to help. All right, can't wait to meet you.
Okay, guys. It's time for a little question and answer session, kind of like school. Anyway, here is our first question. What is your favorite color and why? I guess if I were to go first, my answer would be red. Red, of course, reminds you of Christmas, but red traditionally has also been a color indicating happipiness. How about you, Chantel?
My favorite color is blue because that's the color of the ocean. And my favorite animal, is sharks, and they live in the ocean. So what about you?
My favorite color is also blue, but a specific shade of blue, Carolina blue. And if you can't guess, that's because my favorite college sports team is the North Carolina Tar Heels. So I think that blue is really cool, but I also like blue because it's a calming color.
All right, our second question. What is your favorite restaurant? My favorite restaurant is Olive Garden because I love their breadsticks.
This is a hard one. Lots of good food to pick from. I think Chick-fil-A and Blaze Pizza are probably tied for first place. Pizza and chicken, who doesn't love that? Jim, what about you?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. If you ever get down to Phoenix near the airport, there's an awesome breakfast cafe called Pepper Sauce Cafe, and they have the best omelets in the world and really good coffee too.
Can tell just from the way you're saying it, they're good. All right, question 3. If you could travel anywhere, where would you go? I would probably go to Israel to see the Holy Land, see where Jesus walked, see some of those cool things. I've heard from people who have been there that it just makes the Bible come even more alive. And it's already a book that when I read the Bible, I can just feel those words impacting my life because God says it's a living word. So I think going to where some of those events happened would just increase that feeling even more.
Well, I've never been to Europe, and probably the country that I go to first would be Ireland. Ireland is a country that has a very rich history, and it's a country that has much beauty, with the coasts and the cliffs and the like. So probably Ireland.
I chose somewhere very warm. I would go to the Bahamas because obviously it's out of the country, so that would be checking one box off the list. But also just, I think it would be fun to kind of see the tropical paradise idea. So.
All right. Our next question, pretty important question, really, when you think about it. What is it that you enjoy most about teaching? Well, I guess we'd all have, for sure, say we enjoy sharing God's word because it's the best thing that's ever happened to us, God's plan of salvation and such. But I think the thing that I enjoy most about teaching is being around the kids and playing with them at recess and laughing together in the classroom and celebrating your successes in the classroom or on the sports field or wherever that might be. So I love being around my students.
That's what I was going to say too, Jim. But on top of spending time with the students and just getting to know new people every year, as a teacher, we teach you so that you can learn, but we also learn too. And I think that's one of my favorite things about being a teacher is just constantly still learning myself.
Yeah, and I love seeing someone not have a skill, but then develop that skill over the course of time, and just the joy in their face and experience of learning that skill and seeing the result of, hey, I can do this now. I love that feeling when it's me personally, but I also love helping others achieve that and learning new things.
All right, we're on question number 5. What is your favorite school subject? I kind of already alluded to mine, but my favorite subject is physical education because on top of learning things and spending time outside of the classroom for the most part, it's just a good class to have fun, and you're also exercising while you're learning. And so I think it just does a good job of tying a lot of things in together.
And my favorite subject is history or social studies because you get to learn so much about people and different groups of people and why things happen. And it's just such a cool thing to learn why things happen, especially when we believe in the God of the Bible and can see his hand working throughout history. What about you, Jim?
Well, I'm going to be your reading and English teacher, and so the language arts is something that I really enjoy teaching. I used to be a sports writer for a local newspaper back up in Minnesota when I was going to college, and I learned the importance of being able to punctuate and capitalize properly, and also just to be a very fluent reader so that you can be successful in all your subjects at school. So I think the language arts is something I just find an awful lot of fun to spend time with the kids each day.
For sure. I hope none of us get in trouble for not saying math. So next question. What is your favorite sport? Mine would be basketball, with baseball being a close second, but basketball is my favorite because It's fast-paced, and you also get to express your personality a little bit on the basketball court with the way you play.
My favorite sport to coach is baseball. I've coached baseball my whole life, and have so many great memories with high school kids, with middle school kids, and with t-ball kids, right on down to the list. And probably my favorite sport for playing is golf. If you were to ask me to go out to the golf course, I would never say no.
Well, mine isn't golf, but it's disc golf. I really like playing disc golf because anywhere you go, you can really do something, whether it's actually playing on a course or just putting around in your backyard or fields nearby. And everyone can play it from 2 years old all the way up till 80 or older. But as far as watching sports, I really like watching all sports.
All right. I guess we're down to our next question. Do you have any pets? Actually, since I came to live here at East Fork, I have adopted a beautiful little gray kitty. And since she was born here on the mission school grounds, I gave her a Bible name. Her name is Esther. And she's a cute little girl. And hopefully you'll all get a chance to meet her fairly soon. That would be Esther.
And I'll speak for Mrs. Collander and I. This is our puppy, Desmond. Say hi, Des. We call him Des. He's been a good puppy so far, and we look forward to having him for a lot of years.
Does that rhyme? Des on the res?
Des on the res.
All right, only 2 questions left. What was your job choice if you weren't going to be a teacher? I think this one is hard, at least for me, because I did always really want to be a teacher. But I think the choice that I would have picked had I not become a teacher would be an athletic trainer, because it's still a good opportunity to work with people of all ages. My cousin works as an athletic trainer at YMCA, and so she works with older people and younger people, but then you can also have a job in a school, so that would also let you work with students still.
Yeah, and mine, I would be a sports broadcaster of some sort, either hopefully for baseball, basketball, or football. And the reason I say that is because when I was growing up, I would play sports video games, and I would always commentate over the game myself. And I think what people remember about the big moments in sports is the call that goes with it. And it'd be really awesome to have the voice of the call. So that'd be my alternate choice.
Hey, students, these guys are really accomplished athletes, just so you know. All right. My backup career, if I hadn't decided to become a teacher way back when, I think I would have joined the Navy. And I love the water. I love being in the water, near the water. I love ships. And that always fascinated me as a boy. And I think I might well have ended up as serving our country in the United States Navy.
In the Navy. All right, our last question for now. And by the way, when we're doing online learning, if you want to get to know us a little better, feel free to ask some of your own questions. And we're going to give you some questions too eventually so that we can get to know you. But our last question for right now is, what is your favorite Bible passage? And my favorite Bible passage is John 16, verse 33. It says, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." And what I love about that passage is Jesus promises us there will be trouble. And that sounds kind of weird to say, but trouble is a lot easier to face when you know it's coming and when you know, okay, this is what's supposed to happen. But the comforting part is the second part of the passage where Jesus says, I have overcome the world. So we have nothing to worry about when we face that trouble. And nothing's greater than that.
That's awesome, Mr. Collander. My favorite verse is Philippians 4, verse 13. I'm guessing you guys all know this verse. I can do all things through Christ, who gives me strength. And why is that a good thing to know and be assured of? Well, life can have setbacks. Life can have challenges. Life can even have pandemics. And we know that God is a God of love, a God of power, a God of miracles. And with him on our side, we can do all things.
My favorite Bible passage, I guess I'll be the person to pick from the Old Testament, is Jeremiah 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. I think that that's especially comforting right now when we don't know what tomorrow holds, which we don't anyways, but it's really hard to plan right now anywhere near far out. But we know that God has a plan, and that's the best plan for us.
All right, so that wraps up our question and answer session. Hope you enjoyed. We can't wait for school to start.
Students, moms and dads, we can't wait to meet you.
And just be assured that we are all praying for you also.
Take care.
Bye.